Ahoy, mates. What it do? I hope y'all have had a good Sunday. I have. I went on a waterfall adventure. It was really great. In Tennessee, we're really lucky. We have some really jungly, like, forests. Parts of Tennessee are technically considered a rainforest. And so there's lots of really good rivers and rocks and waterfalls and swimming holes and grottos to go to. So me and some friends went gallivanting about today in the forest and in the waterfalls, and we jumped off some rocks into a swimming hole. It was amazing. And then there was a storm, which you guys know I'm always getting caught on the storms, which I have grown to just enjoy now. It's like it's not even, a good time without a storm involved. Cancel that order. The other day I was roaming around in the forest, and I got caught out there like in the last bits of sunlight, and I just sort of kept going a little longer than I should have, knowing it was going to get dark and knowing there was a strong chance of rain. And sure enough, it got pretty dark on me. And then as soon as I came out of the forest, it was like the storm was picking up and the wind was gusting and the lightning started to crash, and I was like, ooh, fun. But yeah, today there was even hail. We had to hike all the way back in it, but it wasn't a long walk, so it was fine. But yes, very fun. What we're really here for is our weekly energy oracle forecast. So on Sundays we do our segment, our episode, where we take a look at the energy of the week to come, and it will tell us kind of the influences that we will be living and moving and have our being in. And as I was shuffling before I started the video, I already got a couple flipping over. We've got Muladhara. You guys know I'm always really great at pronouncing the Hindu chakra names. Muladhara, the root chakra, and together it was observe. So yeah, we're really going to be grounding in this week and observing, which falls right into the themes of the full moon and some of the other astrological aspects that are going on this week, particularly starting tomorrow on Monday. So that's all very interesting, as well as Pluto being retrograde in Capricorn. And so, yeah, a lot of like transformative change, but grounded change, embodiment even, if you will, where we take, what we've been observing and learning and what we want and what we envision, and we kind of get real about what it's going to require of us to like make it happen. There's also things, Capricorn is retrograde in Pisces. Pluto might also be retrograde in Capricorn. I've got to double check on that. But either way, Pisces is also retrograde in Capricorn for a while, which is, delving into that deep subconscious, that imaginative area of dreaming and, fantasizing and illusion. And so when it's coming back into Capricorn, it's like, okay, well, what is realistic? What do I really want? Is this realistically, like, when I look at what the reality of this is this in alignment with what, I want? And so, like, a good way to put that is Danielle Laporte is a content creator that I've followed for years, but she used to have this thing called the Fire Starter Sessions, and it would help you get in touch with your core desired feelings. And so it would kind of help you narrow down and make decisions about things. But for one, it would be like career. Do I want to go after this career? What does it really take on a day-to-day basis? Like, if you want to be a doctor, is that because you love Grey's Anatomy, or because you actually have been in the hospital and you know what to expect when you go there every day, right? Or do you like the reality of reporting and being in a hospital day in and day out, and having those hours? for me, in film, like for many years that suit me, to be a freelancer. But after a while, like I got tired of the hours. I liked the spontaneity of it, you know, in the beginning, but it gave the illusion of freedom. But there wasn't really a lot of freedom around it because it was hard to make far off plans. And, you know, a lot of really fun things in life require planning and, you know, making yourself available. And so it was hard to do that when like gigs would pop up. So an example of Pisces being in Capricorn-ish moment would be like when I realized in film, like, this isn't really in alignment with my core desired feelings. I can't really live my full self doing this job because it doesn't give me what I need and like my core needs. And even though there were wonderful things about film that I loved doing and working in, ultimately it didn't, for the long term, sustain my core like essences. And so, yeah, that is kind of what I'm getting out of this theme, combined with like the full moon and some of the other astrological aspects that have been going on right now, or that are brewing and stuff. I know I'm kind of sensitive to things before they're officially happening. So you might be as well. I think I'm going to film the full moon workshop tonight. And maybe I'll even just do it live. Like maybe that would be a wild idea. That might save me some time. But I'm thinking about doing that because the full moon is happening, like the fullness of it is tonight, which it's storming here. I can hear it outside, so we can't see it. But it's really it's going to be full. I think it's like 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, making it 6:30 a.m. Central Time, I think 4:30 a.m. Pacific Time, Standard Pacific Time. So I'm either going to be filming that tonight, I might go live and do it, or I might film it early in the morning and get it uploaded. Either way, that'll be coming. Okay, what else do we have for the week ahead? So yeah, just observe. Be the grounded observer this week. Try to be the observer of your thoughts and the observer of your emotions, the observer of your experiences, the observer of what's going on within you and without you and around you. You know, really pay attention. Okay, take a good look. Eyes wide open, but be grounded, right? Don't be emotional. Be dispassionate. Dispassionate analysis, okay? Alrighty. What else do we need to know? I had a nice little nap when I got home after the waterfall. I ate some top ramen, which I love. I call it dirty ramen when I just don't do anything special to it. Just throw down on some chicken flavored ramen, and I had a nice little nap. Okay, empathy. So empathy will be coming up this week. I feel like I saw that card kind of coming up in the Radiant Sun Oracle as I was shuffling the cards from the week back into the deck. So yeah, and then Revelation. So there's something this week about getting grounded, because if you are empathic, then that means that you can feel other people's feelings. And so, yeah, and also to be empathic, it helps you understand how someone else feels, but also to be really grounded and rooted, you need to have you need to know what are your feelings versus what are someone else's feelings and what's kind of blending over. Because if you are super empathic, especially like right now, the sun is in Cancer. I have a Cancer moon. So when people are anxious, right, and everybody's nervous about something, like I can feel everybody's anxious and nervous about something. And I've learned to identify the fact that I feel that they are nervous, right? But used to, I would mistake that and think that it was me feeling nervous. I used to have a neighbor in a house that I lived in before, and it was like very closely situated next to my house. And that house had been through a lot of tragedy, and they had really intense difficulties going on. And sometimes, and this was before I knew about empaths, I would just be taken out with waves of despair and not know why. And then I learned about what an empath is. And then it was like, all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, like that doesn't even belong to me. It was so weird. And once I knew it, once I observed that, it grounded me, and I was able to like put up like these boundaries, right? An energetic boundary to keep me safe. That way, excuse me, just belching. It's the spirits. That way, when, you know, feelings would come up, I was able to see like, okay, is this my feeling about this? Or is this like, does this even belong to me? Or is this just like stuff that I'm picking up on? Because, you know, when me and my ex shared this house, you know, there was a lot of stress around certain issues that I had done work on. And when, you know, we ended the relationship and he moved out, I found it really interesting and awesome to be able to live here alone, and not be really involved with anyone closely, because I was able to see, when I was able to recalibrate and settle down, like I left to my own devices, I really never get stressed out or even worried about anything too much. So, you know, it's interesting. So learning how to identify what is yours and what isn't yours is very helpful. And then also, you know, just learning to be, you know, having empathy for yourself, but also for others, and sympathy, and caring about, you know, your needs and others, but having boundaries around that. But yeah, maybe you're going to observe things this week that are going to make you feel empathy. And it will give you revelation. Revelation comes up. The bat is a symbol of death and transformation, and death and rebirth. And it's like there's this rebirth of consciousness, and like letting go of like an old way of perceiving, right? Bats, they have to use their sonar to perceive movement in the dark. They can't see what's happening. They're blind, but they sense, right? So yes, there's going to be this revelatory sense coming through, something intuitive coming through this week, which is great. I feel like that's really in alignment with so many of our readings building up from last week. It was just like eureka moments. All right, let's get one more card to round us off for the week. Air. We've had breathe and breath come up in different readings over the last couple of weeks. So yes, the universe is all about like even just our breath. It's inhale, exhale, you know, and there's a rhythm, you know, and so things need to breathe. They contract, they expand. They contract, they expand. And in order for fire to burn, it needs air. It needs space. It needs that to breathe and to stoke, right? Air is also associated with thought and mind. And so here we have revelation. We've got this internal insight happening. And then we have these butterflies and feathers around this leg bone, this like sturdy ability to move forward and to stand on solid ground. Throughout, you know, the butterflies have come to this other side of transformation. The black butterfly, to me, black is usually a symbol of grounding and protection. Grounding. So work on your root chakra this week, and it would be great to do like physical activities, especially that involve the lower half of your body if you can. Or get out in nature and connect with the earth and the ground. So even if you can't, for instance, move around with your lower half, you can maybe connect to the earth or grass or ground or something like that. Yes. All right. And then whatever you're doing, just let things breathe, right? You give a little and you let it breathe. And it, you put a little in and you let it breathe. Breathing requires both. It's not one or the other. So it's a rhythm and a balance. Have you ever gotten off rhythm breathing? Sometimes if I'm running around the restaurant and I'm a little out of breath and I walk up to a table and they just immediately, they're like, can you give us recommendations? And I'm like, I'm out of breath, I'm winded. And then I start talking to them and then I can't breathe right. And then I'm like, I'm losing my breath. Yeah, slow down, get your breath, get your rhythm. All right, y'all. Well, I will see you probably in a little while for our full moon workshop in Capricorn. And I will see y'all tomorrow. And yeah, and we'll just continue on as usual. If you like these videos, please like them and subscribe to my channel if you wouldn't mind. And please comment. Let me know what's going on with you, what's resonating. I thank you so much for your comments recently. It has been a little bit of a busy summer, working a lot and then doing this channel. And then I've got my garden that I have to water as well. And then just having, some social times and fun times. So yeah, bear with me. I'm so appreciative of anybody that has supported the videos by commenting, and it means a lot to me, and I always love hearing about what is going on with y'all and what's resonating. So I will get in the comment section as soon as I can. It may be right after the 4th of July, because I'm going to be working and stuff and filming and keeping up with the content before the big party day. So hopefully I can get in there right after the holiday and answer and comment back, and I appreciate y'all. All right, ciao, bye.